Hey, what's up? This is Mr. Ippolito, and you should be getting ready to take the 5-3 Mastery Challenge. It is on women's rights, the women's rights movement here in the United States. Let's go ahead and jump right in. These are all the resources right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the Mastery Challenge. Whenever you're approaching a Mastery Challenge, you should look at the prompt. Are there different questions within the prompt? In this case, there are 3 different questions in the prompt. So let's take a look at all 3. First of all, what roles were American women expected to play in the mid-1800s? In other words, what jobs, what were their roles? In this case, we're talking about gender roles, right? So the different roles expected of men and women in society in the United States in the mid-1800s. That's part 1. What were women expected to do? The next part, tell the story of the significant figures at the Seneca Falls Convention. The significant figures, those are the important people that were at the Seneca Falls Convention. This was the Women's Rights Convention in upstate New York in 1848. The writing and the actions they took to achieve their goals, and how their work continued beyond 1848. So, basic, if you're trying to get just like the 7 out of 10, right? The like bare minimum to get a C minus, you're going to tell me women were expected to cook and clean. Yeah, I know you're going to say that. They were expected to take care of children and be in charge of religion in the home. Yes, you should talk about that. But I would like for you to tell me a little bit about what you learned. Let's go back here because these are the resources. We learned about the pastoral letter. So we're going to take a look at that pastoral letter, right? This was the letter from Christian pastors in 1837. And so what were they saying specifically? What were the men saying was the role of women in America in the mid-1800s? We talked about this in class. This is right here. This is my annotated pastoral letter. So if you want to check out my notes, these are my notes. Not that it has all the answers on it, but it just has some like good ways to think about the information here. Again, if you were absent or you just forgot, this is the annotated pastoral letter. So, know what the role of women was in the mid-1800s in the United States, and then tell the story of the important people at the Seneca Falls Convention. So, one of those important people that was at the Seneca Falls Convention, going back here to our resources, was, ain't I a woman, the giver of that speech, that was Sojourner Truth. Let me get out of the way so you can see her face. So, you have either read or you're going to read Sojourner Truth, Ain't I a Woman? You're going to read this speech. If you would like to hear award-winning actress Kerry Washington give the speech, I would strongly recommend you check this out. This is Ain't I a Woman, the handout. That's the text of the speech with the questions on the backside. And then there is the video of actress Kerry Washington doing a dramatic reading so you can have a better understanding. So, like I said, Sojourner Truth, she is one of those important figures there at the Seneca Falls Convention. If you would like to know more about what happened at the Seneca Falls Convention, do the Ed Puzzle. Your grade is not based on how well you do on the Ed Puzzle. The Ed Puzzle is really to advance your learning, to learn more about the Seneca Falls Convention, right? So this is what that Ed Puzzle looks like, women's rights and the Seneca Falls Convention. And then there's the textbook reading. This is the brand new textbook, the only one that you know, right? It's the textbook that's on the shelf in our classroom. And there's the digital version of Chapter 13, Lesson 3.3, Women's Rights and Seneca Falls. If you do these things right here, then you have a basic, proficient understanding, and you read it and you process it. You should have a proficient understanding to get a 7 or an 8 out of 10 on this. But if you'd like to go further, if you'd like to extend your learning, then that's when you dig a little deeper. You look at the old textbook, for example. This is the old textbook, which I think did a better job of women's rights than the new one. This is annotated. I actually put some notes on here. There's a little bit more in there. So this is a good resource. Another good resource, there are my annotated notes. I already talked to you about that. Cartoon history. Oh my goodness. This is so good. So this is sort of like a graphic novel. It is the cartoon history of the women's rights movement. There's Sojourner Truth, Susan B. Anthony. Lucy Stone. I love the story of Lucy Stone. I think she's one of your vocab terms, by the way. There's Lucy Stone right there. So this is cool. It talks about the pastoral letter. And when she was 19 years old, listening to the pastoral letter when she was in church, her indignation blazed. In other words, she was angry. There's so much good stuff here. So check this out. So many good resources. If you want that 10 out of 10, make sure that you're learning more to get the most out of this lesson. Good luck. Have a great day. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.